Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be doing a foundation review. I've just been wanting to try this foundation for so long, but because it's so expensive I've just been trying to like budget it out, but yeah, it wasn't in my budget, so that's why I had to wait a little bit. Lancôme Teint Idole. This is the ultra wear 24-hour foundation, and I got the shade 460 Suede W. Someone did ask me in a past video, was I 450, but I didn't know because I had never tried this foundation before, and I've actually been swatching it out here and there every time I go to Sephora because I wanted to make sure I got the right shade. I ended up having to go to Sephora at least 3 times because no one was helping me the first 2 times, and I didn't even care to ask. I was just really looking. So that last time I actually asked someone and I compared 450, 460, and I think 470, and she was saying that 460 looks the best because it's not too dark and it's not too bright or too light. Hopefully it works out. It's a frosted glass bottle, so that's why it does look like it'll be my shade. This is the packaging for the Lancôme Teint Idole foundation. It comes in a frosted glass bottle, and then it also has a pump. Back is the actual shade that I got, and just a little details about the foundation. I purchased this at Sephora. It goes for $47. The shade that I got, which is 460 Suede W, is for deep skin with warm yellow undertones. This foundation has over 40 shades. I would definitely try it out or test it out at the store. That way you know you're getting the correct foundation shade, because sometimes it's hard to tell what your foundation shade is when you go online. This foundation does have quite a few reviews on Sephora. A lot of people say that they like that it has SPF in it and that it's oil free. Also, it's full coverage, but the formula is very thin, so that means that it's full coverage but lightweight on your skin. And a lot of people like the fact that it's natural looking. It looks like skin pretty much. All of the reviews are pretty good. The only bad reviews that I saw was people were saying that it's too dry on the skin, and I did read like the directions on the back of the bottle. It does say shake well, apply 15 minutes before sun exposure, and reapply every 2 hours. So that's a little weird, but I mean, sometimes with other foundations you do have to like blot and things like that, so that's maybe what it is, but nobody's going to literally put on more foundation every 2 hours. Like that doesn't make sense at all. So I went ahead and got the new Too Faced complexion set that included the Cooling Mask Skin Perfected Primer, and it's infused with peach and sweet fig cream. This is not like a cream type of primer. It's more for like a matte finish. It's like a pink color, so it dries down really tacky instead of like being like a rich creamy formula. So yeah, don't just buy this thinking that it's like a normal primer, because it's not. I'm just going to swatch out the color. So this is how the shade looked on my hand, and I feel like it was a pretty good match. You can see a bit of orange in there and see some color. So I really do like the texture. It feels like my MAC foundation, and it smells like it as well. It does dry down pretty brown, so this is the color that it dries down to. So it wouldn't be so much full coverage for me, and y'all know I test out these foundations without color correcting just to see how it performs without me hiding anything or like hiding my dark circles and stuff like that. So this is a lot that I'm putting on right now, and I do feel like I'll have to go in with another layer, but I feel like it'd be pointless to do that because the foundation, it's not full coverage for me. so I could settle with how it's looking right now. So yeah, you can still see my imperfections underneath. So that lets you know, if you do have one dark circle or one dark spot or thing like that, it might cover it up depending on how light it is. But for like a darker hyperpigmentation and dark marks, you will have to color correct. Just a little close up. But you guys know how my skin looks underneath anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But for me, I mean, it has potential to be full coverage, but not really, because I do have dark circles and I can still see my dark circles underneath. But when I wear my NARS foundation, I don't. So if you want to compare what full coverage is, NARS is that foundation. It's kind of like annoying when some companies say that they're full coverage, because not everyone has hyperpigmentation and dark circles or dark marks. But if I don't have to color correct with that foundation at all, that means this is like just not even barely full coverage, you know what I mean? You could probably get away with 450 Suede, but I didn't want to go that light and it ended up looking ashy or super yellow. And I did notice that most of the foundations that they have, like in the warm category, they were pretty yellow. Someone else said that with the cool tones, they have a lot of pink in them. And I know a lot of people complain about the orange in foundation, but it's something overpowers, something you can definitely tell. The yellowness is not supposed to show so much through, because the yellowness is your undertones. So you don't want it to be sitting on top of what your actual skin color is. Okay, so like always, I'm just gonna finish my makeup routine. I might go for like a no makeup look. That way I can show you guys the overall finish of this foundation. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll come right back and show you guys the finished look. I went ahead and went with a no makeup look. All I did was put on bronzer. I did my eyebrows, contoured, but the worst thing just happened to me. While I was trying to set this foundation, I used a setting mist, and I used the Too Faced Peach Perfect Setting Spray. And when I tell y'all, my whole face was covered in white dots, and I was like, what am I gonna do? So I literally used my brush, my powder brush, got all of that shit off, and I used the Smashbox primer water instead. You can't even tell that that happened. Before I even resprayed it, my face was so dry and it had like this ashiness to it. But when I used that spray, it brought back the moisture. So do not use a mattifying primer with this foundation, because it will like suck the life out of it. Like, it will get so dry, and it dried down every single thing that I used. I didn't even get a chance to mattify it myself. It was all just dry. So that was like the worst feeling on my face ever. I can't believe that happened. Like, what? That was crazy, and it got all in my hair. I had all these, oh my god. Okay, how could like the worst thing happen while I'm doing a foundation review? Because I was thinking I'm gonna have to redo this foundation that I put on my face, but I didn't have to. This is the same foundation application I used before. I was just letting you guys know, like, that was crazy. I don't know about that. Okay, anyway, for my overall review, I would give this foundation an 8 out of 10. I need like a full coverage because of my problems, but at the same time it does get a little bit too dry. So even though I did use a mattifying primer, the foundation, like, it was still looking like, you know, I could see my dark circles, and, you know, before I did anything, and that's just not gonna work for me. So for this foundation, the Lancôme Teint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation, I'm gonna give this foundation an 8 out of 10. I just don't like how it dries down. It dries down super duper dry, and if it's already, you know, like seeped into the skin, it doesn't give you that chance to like mattify it or make it a little dewy. So it's a dry foundation for sure. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10 for that. But I do like the texture of it. I like the smell of it, and I actually do like the shade because I didn't have any problems when, you know, I put it on. It wasn't like too overpowering. It's a good foundation, so I will give it that. If you tried this foundation and you want to leave your comments down below, go ahead and do that. Also, give this video a big thumbs up if you have not already, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. That way you don't miss a video, and click that bell for the notifications. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.